Miri is a senior fellow of the International Institute for Counterterrorism at Reichman University and a colonel in the IDF reserves. She joins me now from Tel Aviv. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So there's been this ongoing exchange of fire between Israel and Hezbollah since October last year. Why are we seeing this huge escalation right now?
Hezbollah has been upping what it's been doing against Israel. I'm going to describe it in the way, Linda, that Hezbollah is Hamas on steroids. It has immense fire capability, weapon capability, and it's deployed as it lives throughout southern Lebanon, the Bekaa Valley, inside the city of Beirut. They've been using these capabilities. And up north in Israel, we have over 70,000 Israelis who haven't been in their homes from October. As you said, Hezbollah has been firing at us from October 8th. And what the Israeli government said is to be able to enable the Israeli citizens to go back to their homes, we have to go on the initiative against this Hezbollah force.
We've heard Israel claiming that it is escalating in order to de-escalate. U.S. State official department speaking to reporters at the UN said the U.S. can't recall a time when an escalation has led to profound stabilization. What's your assessment of the reasoning here?
Linda, one of the things that I asked myself, and I'm asking you and all of our viewers, is what would you do with a terror entity that is part of Lebanon and is not the Lebanese government? In all of Ben's amazing description of the horrifying aspects of war, he never mentioned the country Lebanon and what is that country doing? Hezbollah is there. What do we do with it? If you don't touch it, it grows into something that feels that it can attack Israel from October 8th every single day, displacing tens of thousands of Israelis. That can't be acceptable. There is no easy way to respond. I say it sadly. If you don't respond, it grows into something that nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to have this kind of military terror army in any place in the world. So I think that the only way to do it right now, to try to destroy those military terror capabilities, sadly, is by force. It's never pretty. It's never easy.
Do you think a ceasefire in Gaza would have been enough to stop the attacks from Hezbollah across into Israel?
So think about it. The attacks themselves that Hezbollah started on October 8th are hand in hand, not just of rockets and cross-border UAVs, etc. Hezbollah had been training. Linda, there's lots of footage that can be shown. They were training to do a ground attack in a similar way, but much larger than what Hamas did on October 7th. So it isn't that I, as a military person, would tell friends, go back home to your communities that are near the Lebanese border, because we hope that Hezbollah Radwan fighters won't attack you there in the horrific, barbaric way that Hamas did on October 7th. So I don't think that it's connected, meaning that the Israeli citizens would not go back to their homes. And as such, there was no way you could continue without addressing what I'm going to call the horrific genocidal elephant in the room, Hezbollah's capabilities. And I need to mention their benefactor, their patron, the one who supplies all of these weapons, the Islamic regime of Iran.
We heard from another U.S. State Department official today who said these Israeli attacks on Hezbollah has probably taken that militant group 20 years backwards. Is that the assessment in Israel?
So in 2006, I was the Israeli government spokesperson. So I was on CNN, amongst others, a lot at that time. And that was before social media. When we say 20 years backwards, the Islamic regime of Iran gets to sit there and nobody touches them. And all of the capabilities that Hezbollah built over from 2006, that's 18 years ago, were from the Islamic regime of Iran. So yes, it most definitely has hurt them horrifically, and that's what we're trying to do. But having said that, they have enormous capabilities, literally more than most sovereign countries in the world. And this is the military army inside the country called Lebanon. It's not the Lebanese army. So yes, we have hit them, we have hurt them, but they can rebuild, and they have the backing of the Islamic regime of Iran.
Miri in Tel Aviv, appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick